Baha Abbas, The Promulgation of Universal Peace. I should have included this April 14th in the last program, but if you'll excuse me for that. Talk at the Union Meeting of Advanced Thought Centers, Carnegie, Lecum, West 57th Street, New York. Notes by Montfort Mills and Howard McNutt. We have come from distant lands to visit the meetings and assemblies of this country. In every meeting I find people gathered. Loving each other, therefore I am greatly pleased. The bond of union is evidenced in this assembly today, where the power of God has brought together in firm agreement and concord those who are engaged in furthering the development of the human world. It is my hope that all mankind may become similarly united in the bond and agreement of love. Unity is the expression of the loving power of God and reflects the reality of divinity. It is resplendent in this day through the bestowals of light upon humanity. Throughout the universe, the divine power is effulgent in endless images and pictures. The world of creation, the world of humanity, may be likened to the earth itself, and the divine power to the sun. This sun has shone upon all mankind. In the endless variety of its reflections, the divine will is manifested, concerning how all are recipients of the bounty of the same sun. At most, the difference between them is that of degrees, for the effulgence is one effulgence, the one light emanating from the sun. This will express the oneness of the world of humanity. The body politic, or the social unity of the human world, may be likened to an ocean, and each member, each individual, a wave upon that same ocean. The light of the sun becomes apparent in each object according to the capacity of that object. The difference is simply one of degree and receptivity. The stone would be a recipient only to a limited extent. Another created thing might be as a mirror wherein the sun is fully reflected, but that same light shines upon both. The most important thing is to polish the mirrors of heart in order that they may become illuminated and receptive of the divine light. One heart may possess the capacity of the polished mirror, another be covered and obscured by the dust and dross of this world. Although the same sun is shining upon both, the mirror which is polished, pure and sanctified, you may behold the sun in all its fullness, glory, and power, revealing its majesty and effulgence. But the mirror which is rusted and obscured, there is no capacity for reflection. Although, so far as the sun itself is concerned, it is shining thereon, and is neither lessened nor deprived. Therefore, our duty lies in seeking to polish the mirrors of our hearts in order that we shall become reflectors of that light and recipients of the divine bounties which may fully be revealed through them. Kind of sounds like a Buddhist parable, doesn't it? This means the oneness of the world of humanity. That is to say, when this human body, politic, reaches a state of absolute unity, the effulgence of the eternal sun will make its fullest light and heat manifest. Therefore, we must not make distinctions between individual members of the human family. We must not consider any soul as barren or deprived. Our duty lies in educating souls so that the sun of the bestowals of God shall become resplendent in them, and this is possible through the power of the oneness of humanity. The more love is expressed through mankind, the stronger the power of unity, and the greater will be this reflection and revelation, for the greatest bestowal of God is love. Love is the source of all the bestowals of God. Until love takes possession of the heart, no other divine bounty can be revealed in it. All the prophets have striven to make love manifest in the hearts of men. Jesus Christ sought to create this love in the hearts. He suffered all difficulties and ordeals that perchance the human heart might become the fountain source of love. Therefore we must strive with all our heart and soul that this love may take possession of us, so that all humanity, whether it be in East or in the West, may be connected through the bond of this divine affection. For we are all the waves of one sea. We have come into being through the same bestowal and are recipients from the same center. The lights of earth are all acceptable, but the center of effulgence is the sun, and we must direct our gaze to the sun. God is the supreme center. The more we turn towards this center of light, the greater will be our capacity. In the Orient, there were great differences among races and peoples. They hated each other, and there was no association among them. Well, he just didn't see it. Various and divergent sects were hostile, irreconcilable. The different races were in constant war and conflict. About 60 years ago, Baha'u'llah appeared upon the eastern horizon. He caused love and unity to become manifest among these antagonistic peoples. He united them with the bond of love. Their former hatred and animosity passed away. Love and unity reigned instead. It was a dark world. It became radiant. Well, he became leader of a Shia sect that eventually left and accepted him as a prophet. A new springtime appeared through him, for the sun of truth had risen again, and the fields and meadows of human hearts, variegated flowers of inner significance were blooming, and the good fruits of the kingdom of God became manifest. I have come here with this mission, that through your endeavors, through your heavenly morals, through your devoted efforts, a perfect body of unity and love may be established between the East and the West, so that the bestowals of God may descend upon all, and that all may be seen to be the parts of the same tree, the tree of the human family. For mankind may be likened to the branches, leaves, blossoms, and fruit of that tree. The favors of God are unending, limitless, infinite bounties have encompassed the world. We may emulate the bounties of God just as each one of them the bounty of life, for instance, surrounds and encompasses all. So likewise we may be connected and blended together until each part shall become the expression of the whole. Consider we plant a seed, a complete and perfect tree appears from it, and from each seed of this tree another can be produced. Therefore the part is expressive of the whole, for this seed was a part of the tree, but therein potentially was the whole tree, so each one of us may become expressive or representative of all the bounties of life to mankind. This is the unity of the world of humanity. This is the bestowal of God. This is the felicity of the human world, and it is the manifestation of the divine favor. The 15th of April, 1912, talk at the home of Mount Fort Mills, 327 West End Avenue, New York, compiled from Stenographic Notes by Howard MacNutt. Perhaps they put these addresses because it facilitated further meetings in some cases, but a few days ago I arrived in New York, coming from Alexandria. On a former trip, I traveled to Europe, visiting Paris and London. Paris is most beautiful in outward appearance. The evidences of material civilization there are very great, but the spiritual civilization is far behind. I found the people of that city submerged and drowning in a sea of materialism. Their conversations and discussions were limited to natural and physical phenomena, without mention of God. I was greatly astonished. Much of the scholars, professors, and learned men proved to be materialists. I said to them, I am surprised and astonished that men of such perceptive caliber and evident knowledge should still be captives of nature, not recognizing the self-evident reality. The phenomenal world is entirely subject to the rule and control of natural law. These myriad suns, satellites, and heavenly bodies throughout endless space are all captives of nature. They cannot transgress in a single point or particular the fixed laws which govern the physical universe. Well, perhaps they just don't feel like saying, religion, 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 and then in their lives don't have the conduct. I mean, who's to say at this time the French... It's like right now, I'm not sure that the French are any more secular than anybody else. They do have systems of laws, but that kind of stand against religion, but at least you don't, I don't think there's as much hypocrisy. They cannot transgress in a single point, or particularly the fixed laws which govern the physical universe. The sun in its immensity, the ocean in its vastness, are incapable of violating these universal laws. All phenomenal beings, the plants in their kingdom, Even the animals with their intelligences are nature's subjects and captives. All live within the bounds of natural law, and nature is the ruler of all except man. Man is not the captive in nature, for although according to natural law he is a being of the earth, yet he guides ships over the ocean, flies through the air in airplanes, descends in submarines. Therefore he has overcome natural law and made it subservient to his wishes. For instance, he imprisons an incandescent lamp with the illimitable natural energy called electricity, a material force which can cleave mountains, and bids it give him light. He takes the human voice and confines it in the phonograph for his benefit and amusement. According to his natural power, man should be able to communicate a limited distance, but by overcoming the restrictions of nature, he can annihilate space and send telephone messages thousands of miles. All the sciences, arts, and discoveries were mysteries of nature, and, according to natural law, these mysteries should remain latent, hidden, but man has proceeded to break this law, free himself from this rule, and bring forth into the realm of the visible, well, what humanity thinks is the natural law, right? Therefore, he is the ruler and commander of nature. Man has intelligence, nature has not. Well, actually, living things have some sort of record but man has volition, nature has not. Man has memory, nature without it. Man has the reasoning facility, nature is deprived. Man has the perceptive facility, nature cannot perceive. It is therefore proved and evident that man is nobler than nature, or at least he can be.